Here's a very quaint little item which I picked up from a 1995 case. Quite a few things I found there which are fun. I don't think I've ever used this. It's got a little battery in the base, one of those 9-volt batteries, and an old-fashioned flashing thing with a little wire that bends back and forward, and it gets hotter and colder. It's all very crudely done, all pre-electronic stuff. But you end up with something which then you attach a balloon to, and it lights up, and you put it out in the darkened room at a party or something. Just want to wish you Happy New Year. Sorry, it's a bit late in coming. Or perhaps it's next year, I'm anticipating. But it's a nice idea, isn't it? Just very, very simple. And when you take the balloon off, it just comes apart, comes from the piece. And you're left with a flashing mode, I suppose you call it, which is just that thing there, and a balloon, which I can now deflate noisily. What a fun thing, isn't it? And the batteries inside, of course, like that. So something we discovered about 25 years ago, this is, so it's going back a bit in time. The second one was a lovely one, which I think a friend of mine, James Igetti, probably gave me. This could be actually quite valuable. It's an old postcard, very old, made in Germany. And if I put the stamp really close to it, hold it. It looks like 1905, which means it's over 120 years old. Well, no, 115 years old. It's a German product. It's made in Berlin. So what's special about it? Well, nothing much. It's just a rather pretty picture. And it's got some writing at the bottom as well, which being in German, I can't translate. But it's a picture of close, and I'll put it up. It's probably passenger ships, probably at night time, I suppose. But there's lots of features of it which are quite nice. And the way those things glint, which is very nice. The whole point of this is actually a device invented about 1840s called Protean Views, where all those little bits which are lit up are actually holes in the paper, but shaped. That one's shaped like a moon, but it's actually been cut right through the paper. And then when you add a sheet of paper on the back of it, it means you've only got a very thin bit of paper here. So what you then do is take a torch and light it up from the back, and suddenly it's magical. But we come down. What the bit I like is the highlight they do of the sea, which is very nice. And there's a buoy floating. Can you see the buoy floating in the sea as well? So backlit. Oh, and there's riding lights on the lamps, which are on the mast, which are very nice. So the whole thing lights up because all those bits that light up are actually where the paper's been cut through, shaped in a shaped way, like the crescent moon. And then at the very back of the car, they put a thin sheet of paper over the whole thing, which you then write on and send as a postcard. And until you've actually backlit it, you've no idea. You're looking at a bit of real magic there. Isn't it beautiful? And apparently it says something like greetings from Bremen at the bottom. So there we are. So whoopee, what a lovely idea. Turn the light out and suddenly all the magic's gone. It's still just a pretty enough picture, but it's so lovely to see it lit up. That is really very special. Protean Views. Still going, I suppose. The last item is well, a bit of fun again, like all my stuff is. It's have you ever come across a Mozart kazoo? Well, this is it. Mozart's kazoo. At the bottom it does say cheerfully, let's see if we get that. Look back for easy music. So we'll look on the back, shall we, and see what it's got. It's easy to play. It does say easy to play, don't you remember? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A bit of really heavy Mozart. But it is called a kazoo music, so there we are. However, some of my colleagues have looked at the K number up here and found it's actually a piano piece, but never mind, they're pretending it's a kazoo. What's interesting about this is if they ever actually did a kazoo quartet, you'd have to have at least a quartet. You've got 4 notes at any one time playing on top of each other or something. You'd also need a bass kazoo. Have you come across a bass kazoo, a big one of these? And a treble kazoo as well, like a piccolo? I suppose, no. They call themselves the kazoo cacophony or something like that, wouldn't they? So it's a lovely idea that to actually make music for the kazoo. Well, that's what they pretend. So I'll just see if I can remember a particular K number, which you'll probably recognize actually. Nice bit of Yeah, all right. It's Beethoven the Ninth, or my attempt at it anyway. So I must go looking and see what else Mozart wrote for the bagpipes, or the ocarina, or the tin whistle. Do you think? If he wrote for the kazoo, he wrote for anything.